What's up, y'all? It's the Kid Fabolous. That's right, man. We here. VIP Saturday, DJ Self, man. DJ Superstar J, man. You know what goes on right here.
VIP Saturdays, Sirius XM Radio's the Prince of New York, DJ Self.
Superstar J.
It's your boy Great Rizzy up in here, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fabolous is in the building.
Yeah.
You know what it is, all right? Let's get
Shout
it
out to Fab, man.
You know, one of my joints is Keeping It Gangster.
Keeping it gangsta.
True.
Keep it. Are we doing too far back? We're keeping
I mean,
it gangster.
you know, what I love about Keeping It Gangsta was from that era of when you weren't like I was making records at that time just to really just to make my presence in the game. Like I wasn't trying to make a single. I wasn't trying to, you weren't aiming at anything. You know what I'm saying? You were just trying to make. So I always look at those records and think back to that. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I'm just an upcoming rapper, and you know what I mean.
So is it fair to say now, like you go in and say I'm making an album, I'm going in and I'm saying, yo, listen, I got to make this a single. I'm going to make singles. I'm going to make this.
See, now I'm in a different place. So
Okay.
you know what I mean. Keeping It Gangsta, I didn't even know if my album was gonna come out yet. So I didn't have that focus. But now. I'm on my 6th album, and when you building a project, you want different. You want to attack different lanes. You want to cater to different ears. You want to try some new stuff that you haven't tried before. You want to talk about some things you haven't tried before. You want to also give people what they automatically love from you from the past too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know everybody always talks about, just doing something different. You know what I mean? I think you should do a mixture of that. I think you should also give people what they love from you as well,
Classics,
too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, sometimes people try that different shit and you be like, yo, this is some different shit. Like, I don't fuck with you for that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's always a risk in an album. You trying something different, which gets rewarded too if you try something different and it works. But when it doesn't work, then so I think you should also stick to what you do too.
Not to throw anybody, I think Jewel's had that problem, and it's just me saying that. I listened. I had a conversation yesterday about this, and I saw. I thought his mixtape was excellent, but I think the people didn't hear
They
what
weren't
they
using
expected.
that music from him. Yeah.
Yes, you understand what I'm saying.
But
so
he
I
also
think that's
didn't
what he
put
missed.
out a body of work for a minute either.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying. So that was one of the things about it. I had the same conversation with him too because I went. Some of the records were reminiscent of. I guess classic Jewel's Santana, and then some of it was more of this time. So, he hadn't put out any records for a while, and people were like, I don't know about that. It's like you trying to sound like the things of now.
Exactly.
But, you kind of do in a way. You know what I'm saying? You have to adapt to what's going on in music too. Like you don't want to sound dated. You don't want to feel like you also compromising yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? So these are all things that being that I've been in the game for this long, that, I have to adapt to what's going on, but at the same time, I don't want to compromise. So I think people have to, people have to pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you do have to pay to adapt to what's going on, but not still be who you are and do what you do on a record. You know what I'm saying? And overall, I'm just an upcomment rapper, and those are things that they've told me I gotta pay attention to.
But do you feel like there's a formula for you now for the success?
For me, I don't know. I feel like there's certain things that work for me. There's certain things that, I want to try. There's certain things I want to do. I think it's certain records, let's say like a female anthem record. I think those work for me genuinely. You know what I'm saying? Like not even that I'm, saying, ooh, baby, I love you. Ooh, gaga, baby. Ooh. It's not that kind of record.
Yeah.
It's still cool enough for fellas to rock with it, but it's still something that the ladies want to hear. Maybe more smooth, and maybe a R&B hook on there, maybe a melodic hook, you know what I'm saying? Like those records perform well for me, you know what I'm saying?
Was it a time that you was like, damn, I got to step up my game when the South was like, the South is here, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, you've been around in every type of century and times, and it was just like you were sitting in your crib like, shit, I might have to switch this up real quick.
Not really. I always had a respect for the South because I think, I was so early in my success and so young that it took me to the South too. I got to go down to Atlanta. I got to go to Miami, and I didn't isolate myself with only by just trying to make New York music. I wanted to make music that played everywhere. So that was one thing that having those female anthems or those party anthems, that's what they did. They take you other places than just out in New York. When you're making just traditional New York music, of course, people everywhere can hear it, but it may keep you isolated to, staying within your region. You know what I'm saying? The records that I was doing, they were big radio records all over the country, and I was going everywhere. And, so when one of the guys that I connected with in the South at first before people up east really was Jeezy.
Right.
And, and just rocking with Jeezy. And I heard his style, and of course it was different from any New York stuff. And I remember playing it for certain people, and they just didn't get it really. Like they was like, I don't know about that.
I'm glad you bring that up, because I used to always have this conversation with DJ Self, man. Like, do you ever, does it ever come to the point where you take credit? Because you was like a turnkey for Jeezy in New York.
I don't. I mean, I don't really want to say like I'm the I don't know how
maybe
you say
not,
that. Like,
maybe not credit, but
like
you definitely
wouldn't be
ushered him
fucking
in.
with you if it wasn't like I don't know how to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
there's a lot of people who do.
That's my guy. There's a lot of people who love taking credit for shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really. I take credit when it's given. You know what I'm saying? I would always accept whatever's given to me, but I'm not out here just trying to wave the flag and be like, yo, y'all ain't see what I did? I did this. I ain't see what I did this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not in it to just get recognition, especially unless it's for my work and for what I do, my music. That's different.
I want to get into that, like on the mixtape, like all the soul tapes is my shit. You know what I'm saying? It shows a different Fab, because you just drop jewels all the time.
Right.
And when he did Bite, and he was just like, you know what I mean? Oh well, shit didn't change. And it's like you know what I mean? Number change.
Right.
And like each song that you do on the soul tapes is like you drop like quotes. You know what I'm saying? I steal them shits and all that. Make
definitely.
You know what I mean? Rewind it a little bit.
Well, Bite is one of Superstar J's favorite records.
Bite has it just gets received well and different. You know what I'm saying? It's like a record that you don't even, like, I did it one time, I think in like Detroit on some just like, let me just fuck around with it. And they was in there going, like when it dropped, and I'm just like, wow, like I didn't even think it was that kind of, mixtape stuff I kind of hold kind of for myself and for like the fans who attach themselves to it. You know what I'm saying? I never put it on a scale of album stuff, because I really put it out, even though Soul Taste, I put it out almost like a vanity project. Like it's something special I want to do for, my fans and people who fuck with my music. You know what I'm saying? So, I just did it there and I got that big reception. And it's also a record that, when I did the video for it, I touched a lot of people with it because I went back to the roots.
You've been known as one of the coolest, cool as this other side of the fucking pillow when it comes to hip hop, but also in what you do, lifestyle wise, man. Like, what are you rocking right now? Like, what's your favorite designer when you go out, kicks, all that shit, man?
I mean, I guess there's a couple high-end things everybody does, the Givenchy's and all of that kind of stuff.
I seen Self in one of those. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crossed over to the hood. It crossed over to the hood.
Tell that nigga to go to the gym and fit in these shirts.
The little crazy shirts, they like that. And these shirts making me look like I got some money. That's all. Right. So, that, and I'm basic too. Like, I could throw on just a basic tee. I like, solid. I like, it just really depends really what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? On my day to day, I'm more casual. You know what I'm saying? When I perform, I step it out. When I go to a award show, I'm not shy to put on a suit if I have to. You know what I'm saying? So it varies in what you know what I'm saying, what you're doing.
When is the Fab clothing line really coming out, man?
I mean, I really want to tap on something that hasn't been done all the way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you can make money. You could do any kind of line. You could put out white tees and you're going to make money. But I just want to try to.
Kanye.
You know what I mean? Kanye got some white tees, right?
Absolutely,
And they're expensive,
like
right?
$800.
Like $130 or some
I
shit.
heard somebody was talking to me about that. Like, you got some regular white tees and they cost a stack or something like that. The crazy part is somebody going to lay that stack down for him, man.
Absolutely.
And, it might not be me, but, somebody's going to lay it down. And I think, what I want to bring to the table, is just stuff that, appeals to, casual, but still some fly to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's a thin line in that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody does the leather thing, but leather is not really like your everyday thing.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you, man, because I love the leather. But you know what I'm saying? It's 90 degrees and motherfuckers is wearing these leather sweatpants.
Niggas is going for it.
It's very leathery right now, man.
The Jedi mind trick lives out here, son.
Niggas is wearing fake leather. Niggas is wearing like
all
shit
kinds
like,
of shit.
Yo, this
like it's just all kind of
crazy.
Niggas is trying to ride the wave, but you got to make sure you ride the wave right. You know what I'm saying?
All the motherfucking chicks is calling me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're Fab in the building right now.
Yo, you got to start sharing, like passing some off, man, to like DJs and different things like that.
I'll be chilling, man. I'm out the
No, but you got to pass them. You got to pass them. That's
them?
even better. If you out the game, then you pass them.
I'm not really I'm like more of a scorer, so I'm not really. I'm like a Kobe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know how to pass.
I ain't sharing the ball right now, brother.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? When I'm not shooting, I'm just holding the ball. Okay. When it's time to shoot,
He be mad at Fab hanging out with him. What the fuck, man?
Shit, man.
Nah, but I you know, Kobe get a couple assists a game. You know,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He
You
get his
gotta
40,
pass
but then you know
some,
sometimes he gets triple team and he got to pass.
Yo, three assists are good in the stat book, man.
Three assists work.
You know what I'm saying?
You just gotta be ready when it, you know, when the ball's coming back. You gotta be sitting right there.
Right
like,
there.
Don't fumble it. Don't fumble.
BJ Armstrong in the corner,
You know,
man.
that's how Paxson and all of them made their living. You know what I'm saying? Those guys
What team are you
stand
fucking with right now?
in the
this
NBA?
year? Yeah.
Well, my squad was the Lakers, but I don't know, man. Like I'm always
Lake
a
show.
home team guy, so I always was Knicks and Nets, and I used to get a little flack on like Twitter and stuff because of, you know, they like you got to pick one or the other. Like I'm from New York, and I'm from Brooklyn. Right. You know, when they go against each other, you know, I might have to pick one or the other. But at the same time, if the Knicks is playing the Mavericks, I'm going for the Knicks, and if the Nets is playing the Bulls, I'm going for the Nets.
How big?
You know
How
what I'm saying? So I
big
don't
was
know
that
why it's wrong.
for you, man? Because like when the Nets came to Brooklyn, it was like all of Brooklyn forgot about fucking the Knicks and shit.
Now you have that's your home team. Downtown Brooklyn is blossoming right now.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's a lot going on. The Barclays is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That gives you another thing to hate on. But you know, it's
Solid shot right
Shout out
there,
to Vinny's, man. DJ, what up?
coming
Polo
up.
P,
You
what
know, we
up?
got an atrium down there.
Oh,
Now. We
shit.
got Vinny's. Vinny's is good holding
Vinny's.
it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Vinny stayed on that block, baby.
You know.
It's a lot,
And
son.
that was hard. You know, they had to fight for their little coin. 'Cause you know, it's people coming in there with that bread trying to just box them out. And so salute to Vinny's, man, for being able to hold it down for Brooklyn, man. Brooklyn gotta always support Vinny's, man, because they were there before, you know, any of the other guys came in and tried to get on the Brooklyn Nets wave, and they
Before it was
held
cool,
it down.
man.
Right.
Before it was
Yes,
cool.
sir. Yes, sir.
Let's talk about Ready real quick, man.
Yeah.
The song with Chris Brown. How did that come about?
That record is actually very old, man. I did it with Chris a while ago when he, you know, went through the thing with Rihanna and stuff like that.
Wow.
It just wasn't the right time, you
to put
know,
it out.
and we waited for a little
Great
bit.
strategy right there, man.
Yeah, we had this. We didn't want to, you know, we didn't. Also, even from our side, we didn't want to get any flack from, you know, we supported Chris, and you know, everybody loves Chris, but you know, that was a situation where it was a very, you know, touchy situation. So you want to just let him handle that, as you know, do what he had to do, you know, do his community service or whatever. And,
That was a long time.
I want to
Shit.
talk about.
Oh, that record.
I want to talk about New York, right? I feel like now we are blossoming a little bit more. Why I say blossoming a little bit more? It was a point in time where people ran to Miami. Yo, I'm gonna move to Miami. I'm trying to come out with an album. Yo, I'm moving to Atlanta. Everybody's moving there, all different places. Now I feel like everybody's coming back here.
Yeah,
Do you agree?
In a way, I do feel that. I feel like, you know, the summer might be a little deceiving because New York is one of the best places you could be in the summer. Now in the winter, these guys might dip back out.
Oh yeah, because it's too cold.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
But at the same time, it is good, you know. And I used to, you know, crack fun at it and say, you know, certain people would dip off, but it's also good to expand your brand and your business, you know, in different markets as well.
You say that one more time.
Expand your brand and your business.
That's the name of his mixtape.
That's the name of my mixtape. Expanding my business.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we use that as a drop or something.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So yeah, you know, it's good to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's good to do that, and you know, as long as you represent New York wherever you at, you know what I'm saying. That's always what the goal is. You know what I'm saying? Taking where you from and not forgetting it. So
no, I just see like now, like a lot of times, you know, I go to the studio, I see different people. I see Ross here all the time. I see just all different people. Gotti, and I'm just like, yo, you know, I remember 2-3 years ago.
They're gonna have to come here though.
Yeah,
Everybody, you're gonna have to come
because the
to New
buildings
York.
are here.
There's no way around that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that's my threat when, you know what I mean, people try to stun on me out of town. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see you in New York when you come here for promo. You know what I mean?
When are we gonna get that Fab
looking
concert
right
in the
eyes.
Barclays? That's what I'm waiting
Oh,
for.
that's crazy, man. Barclays is, you know, I just want to really, you know, going into this next project, man, I want to step up. I want to do some new things, and the Barclays is definitely one that's on my, my. But I just got to get it right. You know what I'm saying?
When is the album set to come out?
Well, I haven't locked in on a date yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going back and forth with Def Jam and what we need to do. There was clearance issues at first, and at the same time, I wanted to really build, my presence a little bit more. I hadn't put out an album in at least 3.5 years,
Okay.
what I mean, which was very long in today's hip hop. And, I wanted to just build a presence a little bit, and that was one of the reasons we released the Chris Brown record.
Right.
One of the reasons we released the record with 2 Chainz, you know what I'm saying?
Big record.
Chainz is, that record is a good record for the summer just to have some fun with. The Chris Brown record was to get us back in place at radio, you know what I'm saying, and get used to hearing me again, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since you've heard me, Still Your Girl on your radio, so
yeah.
So we had to, I just wanted to take the proper steps, and then we could just figure out an album. I was thinking more like summer, but I'm thinking now like towards the end of the summer, maybe top of fall. Like,
yeah.
Okay. How do you take that when people say that you are the new king of New York?
I mean, I never look for any kind of crowns or anything in what I do.
But do you accept that title?
The new king?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't look to be king. You know what I'm saying? I look to be king of self, but I like to own a city and say you're the king of the city is a lot. You
Well,
know,
it has to be.
and I think some people self-proclaim it without even being the king.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying?
I
So,
agree. But so it's even better when someone hands you that title.
Yeah, I could accept it. If
Oh,
you
so you
hand
do
me the
accept
crown,
it.
I'm gonna try that on. I'm gonna see
Okay,
if it
my
fit.
man. All right,
You know
that's
what
all I
I'm saying?
needed.
But I'm not. That's not where I focus on. Like, I'm gonna just do this, and I'm gonna be the king of New York. And I think even over time of me being out so long too, like New York is there was guys who used to fight for that up here and forget about what was going on everywhere else. And I think that's one of the reasons New York had took a spell down. Yeah. Because we were up here fighting over New York, and the rest of the country is saying, you know what, we make records too. Like, it ain't just about New York. And I remember at the time with 50 and Jay and and Puff and different, you know what I'm saying? It was just different energies all fighting for that. And 50 felt he was the king of New York because he was the hottest and he was selling the most records. And
Right.
Jay, Jay has his like, I'm always gonna be king. The only other one that was king more than me was Big. And Puff feel like he's a king of, so it was just a lot of just, self-proclaimed kings. The fans claimed who they wanted to be kings, and you just didn't even know. And then meanwhile, the rest of the rap game, they like, yo, we gonna just come up, and now the South just, everybody,
The money dance.
just turned up.
Snuck on us.